Hi, everyone. This is James. Yesterday we talked about the first part of my story. Today, as we scroll along the beautiful shore of Xuanwu, let's keep the conversation going. After all, what better place to reflect on life, death, and the mysteries of the soul than here? Many years ago, I had a near-death experience. It wasn't fun at the time, but looking back, it left me with a lot to think about. For years, I couldn't fully figure out what happened. But after combining my own experience with the fascinating theories of Professor Zhang Xiangqian, I've started to connect the dots. So today, I want to share some of these thoughts with you. What's the deal with the soul and the self-awareness? So let's start with the soul. I believe the soul carries most of our self-awareness. And what's self-awareness? It's that little voice in your head that constantly reminds you, hey, I'm alive. You might not realize it, but you are always checking it with yourself. Think about it. How often do you ask questions like, who am I? Where am I? What I'm doing? Or if you like me, why did I come into this here again? Maybe you've even stopped to mind conversation and said, wait, what was I just talking about? This is your brain running its version of a system check. It's kind of like when a computer starts up and tests all its functions. This self-checking process keeps everything running smoothly. It helps you to stay connected to the world, think clearly, and not accidentally walk into walls, right? Most of the time, we don't even notice it happened. It's like breathing. You only think about it when something interrupts it. Like when you forget what you were saying, lose your brain of thought. So what happens when the self-awareness shuts down? Now, here's where things get interesting. Someone approaches death. This self-awareness, the system check, starts to shut down. And that's when weird things can happen. For example, many people feel like their soul is leaving the body. Why? Because the brain can no longer figure out where it is in space and time. It's like the GPS in your car suddenly saying, sorry, no signal. Okay. This is also when vivid images and hallucinations start to appear. Some people see loved ones who've passed away, while others see religious features. If you believe in God, you might see God. If you are Buddhist, you might see Buddha. And if you like me, you might just hope they're smiling. Well, the feeling of falling, and why it's not as scary as it sounds. Another common experience is the sensation of falling. People describe it as sinking into a dark pit, a well, or being pulled through a tunnel. It sounds dramatic, but it happens because your brain loses sense of gravity. Here's the funny part. Some people actually enjoy this feeling. Without gravity, you feel weightless, like you are floating. It's oddly calming, almost like being a zero gravity spa. And here's something even more fascinating. This sensation might connect to our earliest memory, being born. Think about it. During birth, you are squished in a birth canal, cut off from the umbilical cord and struggling for your first breath. Well, we don't consciously remember this. Those memories might pop up again as brain shuts down. Talk about coming full circle. As death gets closer, the brain often hits replay on your life. Key memories start flashing before your eyes. Falling in love, getting married, having kids, losing loved ones, or even sometimes someone complimented or criticized to you. Even moments from childhood, stuff you thought you forgotten can suddenly feel crystal clear. It's like your brain is hosting a personal highlight reel. Now here's a twist. For some people, memories of their first love come back, and surprisingly, it's often not their lifelong partner, but the one who got away. This person shows up in their mind as a kind, comforting future figure, image that you were at your life, and your brain is like, "Hey, remember them?" The final stage, gets to the last moments. People often describe the soul as splitting into two parts, one sinking, the other floating. It's like being pulled in two directions at once. This struggle can be both painful and freeing. For some, it brings a short but intense sense of happiness, especially if they've been suffered from a long time. But eventually, the body gives up, the breathing stops, the heart ceases to beat, and the soul lets go. Even though the body has stopped, the brain keeps working for a little while longer. This is what I call the dissipation phase. It's like a drop of ink spreading water. The boundaries between you and the world around it disappear. Some people describe this as becoming one of the universe, one with the universe. But in reality, it's just the brain shutting down all its system. At this point, you're no longer separate from the world. You, your memories, and your body fit into stillness.